Hello, friends, and thank you as always for visiting the Legend Sports Universe YouTube channel. Legend Sports Universe, where legends play forever. We come to you live here in week one of the Franchise Stars Football League from Bradshaw Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where the San Francisco 49ers visit the Pittsburgh Steelers. This should be a matchup of two of the top teams in the FSFL. If these two teams were to meet in the championship at the end of the season, nobody would be shocked. But first, they have to go through the grind of the regular season. San Francisco and Pittsburgh getting ready to do business. There you see John Brody. He is at the helm for the 49ers. Terry Bradshaw will lead the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kyle Shanahan coaching the 49ers. Bill Cowher, even though it looks nothing like him, leading the Steelers on the Pittsburgh sideline. Gary Anderson will kick off. The 49ers will receive first. We had a great first game here on the channel. Broadcast last night. The Detroit Lions gave the Kansas City Chiefs all they could handle from Arrowhead. But a Deron Cherry interception, pick six of Scott Mitchell in the fourth quarter of that game, lifted the Chiefs to victory 22-17. So the 49ers will open up here, and there you see John Brody. Brody has plenty of weapons at his disposal, none bigger than Jerry Rice. But Gene Washington, Dwight Clark, Deebo Samuel, he is loaded at wide receiver. He's got a great trio of running backs. Starts off with Frank Gore. He's stopped after a yard. Jack Lambert, leader of this Steelers defense, with the hit to open things up. It's only a pickup of one. It'll be 2nd and 9. Handoff. Gore tries to get to the outside, and he's swarmed. Minka Fitzpatrick steps up for the stop. Loss of 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 12. Shanahan puts Brody back in the shotgun here. Just a 4-man rush, and it's going to be enough to get to him, though. L.C. Greenwood brings Brody down back at the 11, and the Niners go 3 and out on their opening drive. So they didn't bring any linebackers. It was just the 4-down linemen. That proves to be enough to get to Brody. L.C. Greenwood hauls him down, and the Steelers defense, which is expected to be fantastic, stakes their claim early in this one. Punt taken at the 45. Antonio Brown gets it back to about midfield, and there's Terry Bradshaw. Bradshaw had to fight it out with Ben Roethlisberger for the starting honors, but Bradshaw gets the nod. Remember, the preseason tournament, the Steelers ended up drawing the Patriots, who are also expected to be fantastic, and were knocked off in the opening round. Ben Roethlisberger struggled to open up. Bradshaw came in his stead and led a comeback that fell a little bit short, but Bradshaw was terrific. He gets the start here, and his first task is to hand it off to Willie Parker, who picks up 13 on the carry, down to the 49ers 36. There's movement here on 1st and 10. Looks like a false start, and it is. We'll push the Steelers back to the 41. Late night stream here, so if you're joining me, I'm greatly appreciative of it. Felt like doing one. Bradshaw fires there. Looked like that was intended for Eric Green. Misses the mark. It'll be 2nd and 15. Handoff there. Believe that's Hope. Down inside the 30. Pulls his way to the first down. 15 yards on the delayed handoff there. Just shy of the marker. It'll be 3rd and inches from the 27. Handoff Parker. He's got the first down. Didn't get much, didn't need much. Moves the chains down to the 49ers 25. Willis on the stop. Hope the lone setback. behind Bradshaw. Parker will do much of the heavy lifting, but Hoke and Rocky Blyer are back there as well, and Hoke is running well. He's going to get more carries. He keeps doing this. 35 yards on 2 carries for Dick Hoke. And the Steelers looking good. Of course, they had great field position to start after the 3-and-out by San Francisco. But in the words of Hank Stram, Steelers matriculating the ball down the field here. We approach the 10-minute mark here in the opening quarter. I formation, pitches to Parker. Parker tries to get outside. He's got a couple blockers, but there are more defenders. He's stopped at the 4. It'll be 2nd and goal. Bradshaw's got 3 back there with him. Eric Green, one of them. Fake, and it all opens up, and Bradshaw keeps it himself. Beautiful fake by the Steelers, and the Red Sea parks for Bradshaw, who essentially walks it in from 3 yards out. It's a touchdown for Terry Bradshaw and the Steelers, and Pittsburgh is on the board first, pending the extra point from Gary Anderson. They'll look to make this 7-0. Kick is up and good. 7 plays, 55 yards, and 3:29 for the Steelers. Hello, Tim. How are you, my friend? The kid in play celebration. Yes. I wish you could either edit the celebrations or turn them off and make them player specific. You know, when you see the old time guys, like I don't mind it there, and that, you know, Bradshaw even doing it, that's fine. But somehow, like, you know, John Brody doing the running man in the end zone or something like that would strike me as a bit odd. But on the list of transgressions by EA, that's a minor one. Brody rolls left and he's wrestled to the ground. Brody should have gotten rid of that ball. Instead, Jack Ham gets rid of John Brody. But Ham is hurt on the play. Ham's going down the tunnel. And that's a huge loss for the Steelers if that's anything significant to Jack Ham. So Ham gets the sack and the injury. We'll keep updated on that situation. Brody fires. There's Dwight Clark. Brody's first pass of the game that he actually got off. It's a 5-yard completion to Clark. 3rd and 14 from the 18. Pressure up the middle again. Brody gets rid of it, but he's hit. And once again, the Steelers' defense all over the 49ers. It'll be another 3-and-out for San Francisco. This Steelers defense will potentially be dominant. So far on the first 2 drives, they're looking at Antonio Brown takes the punt, and the Steelers will once again start a drive from around midfield. 8:29 left here in the opening quarter. Handoff up the middle. Parker bounces off one tackler, gets down inside the 45. It'll be a pickup of 8. And this 49ers defense right now seems to be scuffling a bit out of the gate. Parker again. He's got first down yardage and more. So right now the Steelers' offensive line is just opening holes. Remember, Dick Hoke came in for a couple of carries, but he carried the ball well as well. Cowers Steelers grinding it out at the moment and grinding down the 49ers. Play action. Little short pass there is complete. I believe that's Pete Fryermuth, if I remember my numbers correctly, and it is. It's pickup of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Bradshaw takes the snap. It's Parker again, and that time he's taken down. Nothing doing there. Patrick Willis, fine 49ers linebacker, comes up for the stop. It'll be 3rd and 6 from the 26. Inside 6 minutes to go here in the opening frame. Bradshaw in the pocket, fires over the middle, complete to big Eric Green down inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal for Pittsburgh. Burton Hanks with the stop, but he may have gotten the worst of that. A big Steelers tight end, they load to bring down. The almost looking like Bill Cowher model there on the sideline for the Steelers. First and goal for Pittsburgh. Bradshaw in the pocket. It collapses around him. He throws, and that was almost intercepted. Eric Wright was there, and he almost picked off Terry Bradshaw. Hello, Erica. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Second and goal. Bradshaw, end zone. Unable to hold on to it. Green reaching up for that one, couldn't haul it in. It's third and goal. And early in this game, this is a pretty big third down for the Niners. Bradshaw rolling right. Haley pursues him. Haley gets picked by his own man, but Bradshaw gets picked in the end zone. So Bradshaw made a pass in the end zone that Wright probably should have picked off and didn't. This time, Merton Hanks is able to pick it off. Bradshaw throws on the run, and that's a terrible pass from Terry Bradshaw. Tried to force that one with the pressure on him. It's off target, and the 49ers squash the drive and may try to take some momentum here. Merton Hanks, his first interception of the season. Of course, since we're in the first quarter of the first game. Here's Ricky Waters, and Waters has some room. Out across the 30, out across the 35. Ricky Waters. Well, Mike Fitzpatrick brings him down. Two drives. They're at least saved from that on this one. Here's Frank Gore. Gore cuts it back past Von Kirkland with the tackle for the Steelers. The Steelers got a fantastic defensive draw from their master pool of Brody airs it out. Big pass complete. Rice pulls it in, and it's a touchdown for the Niners. Brody hits Rice on the big strike. Not sure who that was who went for the pick. Rice was able to pull it down and had nothing but daylight ahead of him. Washington goes up for it, can't pull it down or deflect it, and, well, Jerry Rice has just introduced himself to the FSFL. Here comes the extra point. Kick is up and good, and the Niners have tied it up. 3 plays, 80 yards. 7-7 here in Pittsburgh in quarter number 1. Kickoff out across the 20 to about the 22, and Bradshaw will get back to work. Bradshaw, a fine quarterback, obviously, but he is prone a bit to interceptions. That was a bad one he threw on the last drive. We'll see if he recovers. Handoff up the middle. Willie Parker is gobbled up by Patrick Willis. No gain there. It'll be 2nd and 10. Cowher moves him to the shotgun, but it's still a handoff. Parker bounces off Charles Haley and then is brought down. Another tackle for Patrick Willis. It's 3rd and 8. Bad snap. Bradshaw's able to hold it, though. Fires to the left-hand side along the sideline. It's incomplete, and the Steelers will go 3 and out here on this drive. So perhaps feeling a little bit of momentum now. We've already had a momentum shift in this first quarter. Steelers took the first half of the quarter. Niners took the second half, and that's how we get to 7-7. Punt taken at the 29. Short return out across the 35 to the 36. We got an injury here on the punt. I believe that's linebacker Matt Hazeltine trying to stretch that shoulder out on the side. He's still got his helmet on. He'll probably be okay. So the Niners will start from their 36. Brody drops back. Pressure coming, and Greenwood gets him for a second time. L.C. Greenwood breaks through. This Niners offensive line isn't great. This Steelers defense certainly is. Brody has already gotten hammered several times here in this opening quarter. Jimmy Garoppolo better keep his helmet near him if this keeps up, because Brody is taking a beating so far. Handoff up the middle. Oh boy. Frank Gore looked like he had a hole, and then Jack Lambert closed it, and closed it with authority. 3rd and 16. We get down to the 30-second mark here in this first quarter. Pressure coming again, and Brody is down again. Andy Russell hammers him for the sack, and Brody is just looking for somebody to pick up somebody. So that drive goes backwards. The punting unit will come on to end quarter number 1. Inside the 40, Antonio Brown elects to call for the fair catch, and that'll bring us to the end of the opening quarter. 7-7 Niners and Steelers here in Pittsburgh. Got a good one brewing on an overcast day in Pennsylvania. Bradshaw in the shotgun. There's a handoff to Parker. Only picks up a yard. Brought down at the 41. It'll be 2nd and 9. In the shotgun again. Play action on this one. Blitz is picked up. Bradshaw, though, second guy comes in after him, and Bradshaw gets rid of it. Throws it away to prevent the sack. Brody should take a hint there. 3rd and 9 for the Steelers. In the pocket, throws over the middle. There's Eric Green, and it'll be a first down. 3rd down conversion for Pittsburgh. Down to the 49ers, 39. It's the big fella Eric Green over the middle. Tim McDonald with the stop. Kyle Shanahan not happy about allowing the 3rd down conversion. Hard count for Bradshaw. They don't bite. Takes the snap. Throw over the middle. Complete. There's Antonio Brown down inside the 20 to the 17. Bradshaw hits him on the skinny post. First reception for Brown. It's a 22-yard pickup. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Steelers from the Niners' 17-yard line. Hand off to Parker. Parker cuts it back. The middle is plugged up. Good support from the secondary. I believe that was McDonald, and it was. 2nd and 10. They're loaded other than Antonio Brown down here on the south side. Hand off. There's Parker. Parker, good run. Down inside the 10, inside the 5. The first down for Willie Parker. Steelers have the Niners on their heels. Nathaniel Lentz, how are you, my friend? It has been a while. It is good to see you. I hope you are well, sir. False start for the Steelers. That'll push them back to the 10. You see that out-of-town scoreboard. The Ravens absolutely obliterate the Houston Texans, 51-16. The Texans are expected to be the worst team in the AFC, quite possibly. So the Ravens fans might have to calm themselves down a little bit, but they did look sharp in that one. Colts over the Jaguars, 24-13 in Indianapolis. Parker up the middle, touchdown Steelers. So Cowher has his Steelers trying to grind this out, and right now it is working out well for them. Run heavy, pass complimentary. Bradshaw struggled a bit so far in this one, but Parker has not. Touchdown for Willie Parker. Gary Anderson will come on for the extra point. It is up and good. 8 plays, 65 yards in 4:07 for Pittsburgh as they take a 14-7 lead. Here comes Anderson's kickoff. Gene Washington, I believe that is, back to receiver. Is that Deebo Samuel? think Gene Washington is 18. I'm trying to remember who 19 is. I just went through doing the kick return. It was like the last thing that I did before I started this project. So Brody in the shotgun. He has to get some protection. The Steelers have been in his face all game. There's Jerry Rice. Rice, of course, caught the big touchdown. That accounted for the 49ers only points to this point. Handoff up the middle. Gore tries to cut it back. There's not much there. Pickup of 2 to the 44. We'll see. Greenwood brings him down. It'll be 2nd and 8. Handoff. Gore tries to get outside, and just getting outside against this Steelers defense is very, very difficult. Still have not seen Jack Ham come back into this game. Remember, Ham sacked Brody early, but then went down the tunnel. It's another deep strike. Brody looks for Rice again, but this time he overthrows it, and that'll bring up 4th down. So the punting unit comes on for the Niners. Taken inside the 20, Antonio Brown looks for a little bit of room, slips his way out to the 28, and that's where the Steelers will go back to work. 12 carries for 50 yards and a score so far for Willie Parker. He's run it well to this point. And the Steelers just kind of trying to grind it out a bit. Play action, fake, and Bradshaw keeps it, and this is not Terry Bradshaw's game, but Terry Bradshaw gets way down the field. There is a flag, and it's an illegal block, and it's going to come back. Antonio Brown gets whistled. So the surprisingly big run for Bradshaw counts for nothing, and the illegal block probably explains why. Dangerous pass there from Bradshaw is batted down by Tim McDonald. It's 2nd and 10. Well, Nathaniel, I'm glad you've been busy, buddy. And yeah, I'm back doing the videos a bit more again recently. This project took a long time to build, so I've been streaming a bit less. Beautiful throw and catch there. Plaxico Burress reels it in. His first catch of the game, 20 yards along the sideline. He takes a shot from Merton Hanks, but holds on. Beautiful grab by Plaxico Burress. And it's a 1st down for the Steelers. Should have baseball back up and running finally in the next couple of weeks. And then it'll be baseball and football pretty regularly here on the channel for a few months. Swung wide, Bradshaw to Parker in the flat, who's flat in by Tim McDonald. It'll be 2nd and 15, loss of 5. That play a bit slow to develop. Down inside the 7-minute mark here in the first half. Shotgun Bradshaw over the middle, incomplete. Terry Bradshaw still scuffling, 6 of 14. He has thrown for a touchdown. He did also throw the pick in the end zone earlier. 3rd and 15. Bradshaw rolls left. He's got pressure, and Bradshaw's just going to throw this one away. Flag on the play, and that's a terrible penalty on the Niners. Roughing the passer on Matt Hazeltine, and instead of a 4th down, it is a 1st and 10 for the Steelers. They get 15 yards down to the 25. Crossing route there. That is a finable penalty in kangaroo court for Matt Hazeltine. You had pushed the Steelers back, they might have been out of Gary Anderson's field goal range. That they probably were. And now you've given them another chance to not only get 3, but potentially 7. Pass there is complete to Mike Wallace. It'll be 1st and goal down to the 7-yard line. 1st and goal for Pittsburgh. Bradshaw. Not sure what happened to him in the backfield there. Bradshaw seemed to be very indecisive, and Charles Haley makes him pay the price for it. Sacked back at the 10. It's 2nd and goal. Play action. Bradshaw turns, fires, And that play was doomed from the start. A little inside tight end screen there. I don't think that's a great play in this spot. Questionable play call. Bradshaw changes this one up at the line. He's got 4 wide. Dick Hoke in the backfield with him. Bradshaw fires. End zone touchdown, Mike Wallace, and the Steelers, thanks to the Matt Hazeltine penalty, the roughing the passer call, that prolongs the drive. The Steelers get into the end zone, and pending the Gary Anderson extra point, will take a 21-7 lead. There you see Wallace's feet. He is in bounds, though. Roethlisberger is on for the hold. Gary Anderson splits the uprights. 9 plays, 44 yards, and 3:59, and the Steelers are in command with 4:38 left in the first half. It's 21-7 Pittsburgh. Kickoff from Gary Anderson. Good juke to the outside, out across the 30 to the 32. Yeah, Washington is 8, not 9. 1st and 10 from the 32. Brody in the shotgun. Drops back, rolls, throws, and he throws this one away. Good coverage downfield by Mel Blount and company for the Steelers. The Niners offense has essentially consisted of the one big strike to Jerry Rice. Brody drops back, pass there, complete. There's Rice at midfield. Polamalu brings him down, but not before Rice gets into Pittsburgh territory to the 48-yard line. Appreciate you all joining me here for this late night broadcast. At least here in New York, it's late night. If you have not subscribed as of yet, I hope you will consider doing so. And also kindly hit that like button. YouTube likes that, and therefore so do I. Hand off up the middle. Gore is brought down. 7 carries for 5 yards so far for Frank Gore. He has been unable to get anything going. Lambert plants him there as we approach the 3-minute mark here in the first half. Gore to the outside. Gets a bit of a convoy in front of him. Gets down to the 39. It'll be 3rd and 1. Shotgun despite the short yardage situation. It's a long one, but still 3rd and 1. Up the middle. Charlie Garner fights off one tackler and pulls his way down. That's Garner's first carry of the game. He picks up 12 down to the 27 and moves the sticks. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 21-7 Steelers, but the 49ers driving. It's a cloudy day, but it hasn't rained as of yet here in Pittsburgh. Brody in the shotgun. Play action. Looks down the field. End zone deflected and caught. Oh, what a play. Deflected by the defender in the end zone. Gene Washington stays with it and reels it in. It's a touchdown for San Francisco, and this is back to being a 1-score game. Hit by Washington, then Fitzpatrick, and Washington, Gene Washington, is the one who reels it in. 6 plays, 67 yards, and 238. Dangerous pass there from Brody, nearly picked off, but it ends up in the hands it belongs. Gene Washington pulls it in for a 49ers touchdown. Kickoff return out across the 20. So a minute 50 left here in the first half. And Nathaniel Lynn says the touchdown was luck. Certainly a luck factor to it. Good job by Washington staying with that play, but that ball probably should have been intercepted. Bradshaw, deep down the right side, it's complete. Mike Wallace, did he stay in bounds? If he did, this is 7. Wallace on a corner route to the sideline. Nobody with him. makes the grab, cuts the edge, and I think he stayed in. Well, that's how you answer a touchdown. Bradshaw to Wallace. Oh, the booth is going to review it. Shanahan throws the challenge flag. We'll see. And they say he stepped out of bounds. So the completion was good, but he did step out. Brings it back to the 37. Willie Parker, little short pass there. Gets the first down yardage down to the 21. Bradshaw starting to find his way a little bit. He's now 11 of 21. Steelers have dominated time of possession. Bradshaw over the middle, complete. Antonio Brown takes a shot but holds on. Inside the 5, it'll be first and goal from the 3. Willis on the stop. The Steelers will take a timeout, 59 seconds left. They'll probably plot out their next couple of plays here, should they not get into the end zone on their first crack. I formation, a tight set. It's a handoff. It's Hope, and it's a touchdown. So it was delayed. Dick Hope doing a little awkward shimmy there, along with his line. Oh, God, I wish they'd do away with those. The celebrations are so lame, but whatever. The point is, the Steelers are in the end zone. Hope has the touchdown, and it is 28-14 Pittsburgh. Assuming the extra point, which I probably shouldn't do. Although Gary Anderson is pretty much money on these kicks. So it's 28-14 Steelers. The Niners will have a little bit of time. So the opening stream here on the channel, Lions and Chiefs ended up 22-17. We might break that by halftime. Technically, in the amount of total points we already have. Brody drops back. Pass over the middle is complete. Brent Jones reels it in. Niners take a timeout. Ball's out to the 44. Shotgun, Brody has it. Pass incomplete. Brody 6 of 10. Couple of big plays. He's got 141 yards and 2 touchdowns. Deep strike to Jerry Rice, the big play in this game for them. That one was almost picked off. Flag on the play. Pass interference on the Steelers. L.C. Greenwood drops into coverage. And, well, when you drop a defensive lineman into coverage, pass interference can happen. Brody, pass into the seam. It's caught and then lost. Big hit from Mel Blount. We haven't called Blount's name to this point in this one. He makes his presence felt there with the big shot. It's 2nd and 10. Pressure from behind, and down goes Brody. Big sack there. They take the timeout. 1 remaining for the Niners. They're back at their own 47. Now they go conservative. So the thing is, if you were going to go conservative there anyway, there's no reason for the 49ers to take a timeout. All you've now done is given the Steelers an opportunity, should they choose to take it, to try to get down the field for 3 points before halftime. Poor clock management there by the Niners. 24 seconds left. The Steelers do still have a timeout. Bradshaw is changing things up. Pass complete. Out across the 40 to the 45. Couldn't get out of bounds, so they have to use the last timeout. Bradshaw's calling out his signs. Quick little out route. Nothing much doing there. Green makes the catch. Is shoved out of bounds by Tim McDonald. Just gets 1. 2nd and 9. Gary Anderson, very accurate, but not a great lay. They'll want to get him a little more change. And they're not going to be able to. Green unable to get out of bounds on the catch. The clock will run out to end the half. And that will send the teams into the tunnel. So the Niners have some work to do. The Steelers lead at 28-14 at the half. There you see 45 offensive snaps to 28 at the half. Take a look at some of the other games that will go on around the league today. I turn off the commentary so the halftime stuff doesn't really do anything at this point because I have to turn off the commentary since I'm doing the broadcast over it. Panthers will face the Falcons down in Atlanta. The Bengals will head into Cleveland to face Jim Brown and the Browns. I think the Browns are going to be a force in this AFC. Buccaneers will head into Minneapolis to take on the Vikings. Again, I'll be streaming 3 games per week here on the channel. We already did the Lions and Chiefs in the opener. We're doing this one. The other game for this week will be the Eagles at the Patriots in Foxborough. That stream will either be late tomorrow night or sometime on Monday. So the Steelers are up 2 touchdowns, and they get to receive the kick here. Throw it out across the 20. There's the tackle. It'll be spotted at the 22, and Terry Bradshaw and company will get to work. Get the feeling the Niners need a stop here to open up this second half. Short pass to Green. Hit hard by Willis. Got an injury on the offensive line for the Steelers. Larry Brown will check out of this game. On the bench. He's going to take a little bit of a break. Not sure exactly what the ailment is. Bradshaw in the shotgun. Fakes the draw. It's a still split wide to Burris. He's driven down just shy of the marker. It'll be 3rd and inches. White Hicks with the stop there. Lots of movement for the Steelers here. Shotgun despite the short yardage. Pass down the field, and it's incomplete. Herman Alexander in the coverage. It'll be 4th and inches, and this far back in their own territory, the Steelers won't chance it. They go 3 and out to open up this second half. Punt is taken out across the 25. Stop at the 29. So Brody and the Niners get back to work. They are certainly capable of making up a 14-point deficit. So far, the Steelers defense has done a good job against them. Big run up the middle. Frank Gore jukes one man out across the 40, out to the 44. And it looks like Joe Staley rolled something there on the line. Hobbling over to the bench. Morphing his way through the bench. Quality EA graphics there, folks. Their gameplay graphics are great. Their cutscene graphics and stuff like that leave a bit to be desired. Lambert steps up for the tackle on Gore there. Pickup of 2. 11 carries for 32 yards for Frank Gore to this point. High formation. There's the handoff. Gore tries to get outside. Help from the secondary. Minka Fitzpatrick comes up for the stop. It'll be 3rd and 9. Brody in the shotgun. Empty backfield. Takes the snap. He looks. Pressure from the weak side. And down goes Brody. Jason Gilden gets him for a second time. And the Steelers continue to put pressure on John Brody. He's sacked on 3rd and long. And now it's 4th and punt. This one will be fielded by Antonio Brown, who calls for the fair catch at the 19. And that's where the Steelers will take control. So a pair of punts to open up the second half. after 42 points combined in the first half. Bradshaw drops, looks down the left-hand side. It's incomplete. 17 of 29 for 234 so far for Bradshaw. A touchdown and an interception. Play action. Bradshaw looking. Down the left-hand side, complete. Antonio Brown makes the catch out past the 40. Out to the 44. Good job stepping up there by Bradshaw. Nice leaping grab from Antonio Brown. Kermit Alexander with the tackle for San Francisco. Handoff, Parker tries to get out wide. Tim McDonald up for the stop. 14 carries for 44 yards for Willie Parker. They've started to neutralize him a bit, but he's done enough that the Niners have to watch the run and keep him honest. That's opening some things up for Bradshaw. Parker tries to cut it outside. He gets some space, and there he goes. Willie Parker, so much for containing him. Touchdown, Willie Parker. The middle closed up. Parker popped it outside, and the Niners had nobody in contain. Everybody collapsed into the middle. Parker got wide, and there was nobody there. Good block downfield from Plaxico Burress on Merton Hanks, and that set him free. Parker goes the distance. And the Steelers on the verge of turning this into a surprising rout. Extra point for Gary Anderson is up and good. So the 49ers have some housekeeping to do here. We're starting to see this Niners defense may have a few more question marks than we originally anticipated. They've put no pressure on Bradshaw, for one thing. Their secondary certainly has some interception talent. But their linebacking core, Charles Haley is really a pass rusher. Patrick Willis is a very good linebacker. But they've shown a couple of chinks in the armor. And up, good hesitation there by Gore. He slips his way through the hole. It's 3rd and 3 out to the 27. Approaching the 9-minute mark here in the third quarter. Still plenty of game left. Brody. Nobody picks up Jack Lambert. And Lambert comes right up the middle. And Brody continues to get hammered. We've talked that the Vikings have the best defensive line in the league. The Chargers probably the second best. But as a full defensive core, I'm not sure anybody has the defense that the Steelers do. Here's the punt, and the Steelers are going to get good field position here too. Antonio Brown doesn't get greedy. He calls for the fair catch, and Pittsburgh will take over from the 39. So there you see Willie Parker. He had 44 yards rushing a minute ago. Now he's up over the 100-yard mark. Bradshaw changes it. Audible there. Drops back, quick throw over the middle. Mike Wallace makes the grab. It's a short pickup. Pickup of 7. Out to the 46. That's Wallace's 4th reception. Trips down here to the south side. Bradshaw, quick pass over the middle, incomplete. Bradshaw now 19 of 32. 3rd and 3 for the Steelers. Bradshaw doing a lot of changing at the line. Once again, the offensive line gives him good protection, but Bradshaw misses his target there. It'll be 4th and 3, and the punting unit will come on once more. So a needed stop for the Niners defense, but now what they need are some points. Angled punt, fielded at the 15. Now actually spotted at the 16. That's where San Francisco will take over. So they've been unable to protect John Brodie, and they haven't really opened up many running lanes for Frank Gore and company in the backfield. Short drop, Andy Russell comes up the gap and gets him. Bill Cowher's defense is showing blitzes from every angle, and the Niners are not picking up anything. Brodie in the shotgun, 2nd and 15. Back to pass complete. Brent Jones out across the 35. He drags Micah Fitzpatrick for a bit. Out across the 40. Second reception of the game for Brent Jones. Jones, a sure-handed tight end. Gets into space there. That'll move the chains out to the 43. Lone setback. Gore out across the 50, down into Pittsburgh territory. It's a pickup of 9. It'll be 2nd and 1. Hard count from Brodie. Handoff, Charlie Garner gets a carry, and Garner gets into the Steelers secondary. Nice run there from Charlie Garner. Only his 2nd carry of the game. But he'll move the sticks. Troy Polamalu brings him down. Brodie back in the shotgun again. Swings one right. Brent Jones has it. He's knocked out of bounds at the 23. It's a pickup of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. 3 catches for 56 yards now for Brent Jones. Brodie in the shotgun. Garner moves outside as a receiving option. Backfield's now empty. Quick slant. There's Gene Washington down inside the 20. That'll move the sticks. 2nd catch of the game for Washington. His first one was a touchdown on a deflected pass. And there's movement there, and that's going to be a false start on the Niners. You're San Francisco. You can't be shooting yourself in the foot right now. 1st and 15. Brodie panics. There wasn't even pressure when he first started moving there. And Brodie's got a little bit of the happy feet now, understandably, because the Steelers have pummeled him throughout the course of this game. And if you are the 49ers, you've got to find a way to shore up this offensive line. The Steelers are a great defense, probably the best overall defense in the league. You can't, even against them, be letting your quarterback take this much punishment. And off up the middle, Frank Gore, nothing doing. 16 carries, 46 yards for Gore. Levon Kirkland steps up for the hit. So now if you're the Niners, you've just got to make sure you can keep yourself at least in field goal range here. It's 3rd and 25 between the penalty and the sack. Pass there down the field is incomplete. He was looking for Rice. Washington celebrating there as though he had great coverage, but the fact is Rice had him beat. So here's Bruce Gossett. This will be a 49-yard field goal attempt, by no means a gimme. Kick is up and good. So a nice job by Gossett to get the Niners on the board with 3. But it is still a long and winding road ahead for San Francisco. 35-17 Steelers. Minute 54 left here in the 3rd. They're going to run this one out of the end zone, out across the 25 to about the 30. They'll mark it at the 29, and Bradshaw and company will get back to work. What this Niners defense really needs right now is a turnover. Short pass over the middle, incomplete. And the Steelers have just dominated time of possession. It was a good last drive by the Niners before the field goal. Eric Green makes a catch. He's double teamed on the tackle, though he stopped short of the marker. It'll be 3rd and 1. 6th catch of the game for Eric Green. White Hicks helped out by Charles Haley on the stop. 3rd and 1. Parker gets out wide, and he's stopped in the backfield. That's a terrific play. Great penetration. Eric Armstead brings him down in the backfield. Blows that play up, and the punting unit will come on. Bill Cowher not at all pleased with that development. Questionable play call, though, on 3rd and short. Punt is taken at the 23. Stopped about the 28. So the Niners get it back now. Big drive in this game. It's an 18-point game. But if you can score here, swung wide, complete. Gore out of the backfield. Brought down along the sideline. Good job by Washington. It's a catch, but it's a loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Felipe, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, Brody is just getting pounded. Now, as I've mentioned in my streams as far as developing this project, the one stat in the played-out games that is a bit high is sacks. But even so, it's been excessive for the Steelers today. That's just a function of how great a defense they are. Because the Niners, I think, only have 1 sack. So it's not just a game engine thing. The Steelers' defense is excellent, but you can't be letting your quarterback get driven to the turf, between sacks and hurries. Brody's hit the deck 15 times in this game. You can't be doing that. You don't want Jimmy Garoppolo coming in to replace him. Price makes the catch, his 4th catch of the game. Wayne Washington on the tackle. Chains will move, though. 49ers need points on this drive. The risk of stating the obvious. Brody in the shotgun. Looking deep. Going for the big hitter, and it's pulled in Charlie Garner. So Garner was moved out wide from the backfield. Garner, a good receiving back, but you're not usually expecting him on the deep ball like that. But Garner reels it in. And that he almost got behind Washington, and if he does, that's 6. 34-yard strike down to the Steelers' 26. Flag on the play. And you cannot follow up a terrific play like that with a false start. You can't shoot yourself in the foot down 18 in the 4th, especially when you're driving. Brody looks. Corner route inside the 5. It's reeled in. Gene Washington. Nice play by Washington. Down to the 4. We'll see if they review it. I think he stayed in bounds. And he did. For the lone setback. 2 tight end set. Play action. Back of the end zone. Too far out of the end zone, though. It's incomplete. Troy Polamalu roaming in the back. 2nd and goal. Handoff Garner. Garner tries to get to the outside, cuts it back. He gets it down to the 2. It'll be 3rd and goal. It's only the 3rd carry for Charlie Garner. Frank Gore has carried the heavy load there. Big 3rd down here. Brody looks. End zone, he looked for Rice, and he had Gore at the goal line. Not where he looked for Rice. So now we'll see how they play this, and they're going to take the 3. It'll make it a 2-score game, assuming Gossett hits it. 19-yard field goal. And it's good. So the Niners get points, but they have to feel like they left some on the table there. 35-20. Steelers up, 12-18 left in the game. Kickoff taken at the 1, out across the 20, out to the 25. Spotted at the 26, actually. Bradshaw in the shotgun. He's got 4 wide plus Green. Short pass there, incomplete. Antonio Brown can't hold on. The pass was a little bit behind him. 2nd and 10. They like this backfield. They load it up. They put Eric Green back there occasionally to give some support. Hand off to Parker. He's just shy of the 100-yard mark at 98. Most of that coming on one big touchdown run at 52 yards. 3rd and 9 for the Steelers. Bradshaw, pass. He's got Wallace complete. Wallace beats his man. Wallace is going to go. Touchdown, Mike Wallace. And that might be the clincher. Tim McDonald stepped up for the hit, and he missed. Look at this again. Wallace makes the catch. McDonald tries to blow him up, and he goes right past him. Wallace goes the distance. The crowd in Pittsburgh is in a frenzy. And San Francisco has to feel like they were kicked in the collective gut. 3 plays, 74 yards, 52 seconds. That's not a drive. That's an explosion. Sports Time Machine, how are you, buddy? Steelers are looking really good. They are. They're looking really good. Again, the 49ers, I still think they're the best team in the NFC. But they're having some problems today. For sure. They've got a bit of defensive issues, and their offensive line is a problem. Against a team with a good pass rush, again, the Steelers are probably the most complete defense in the game. And they have hit Brody at every turn. Garner spins his way through, picks up 7.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Approaching 10.5 minutes left in the game. Phil left complete. There's Rice. Out near the 40. He's brought down. It's a 1st down. Brody 14 of 23 for 268 and a pair of scores. Very solid numbers considering that he's gotten the crap kicked out of the ball game. Pass there. There's Brent Jones. Jones out past the 45 to the 47. And as good as this Steelers defense has been on the whole, I mean, yes, they've given up a couple of big plays, but on the whole, they've been excellent this game. Remember, Jack Ham left this game injured early. Brody is going to get massacred. Hayward comes right up the middle. No, that's actually backwards. Roethlisberger started that game and was terrible, and Bradshaw came in and led the comeback. That's why Bradshaw is starting. Yeah, Roethlisberger was the one who struggled in the first half of that game against the Patriots, and then Bradshaw led the comeback. He's been solid here. He threw a terrible interception in the end zone early. But other than that, Bradshaw's been pretty good. Complete there to Gene Washington. Washington's 4th catch of the game. We're down inside 8 minutes. Time is not on the side of the Niners. Oh, they go with a little jet sweep action to Jerry Rice. I don't know if down 22 is when you start breaking out the trick plays like that. 2nd and 8, and there's movement. And it's a false start on the Niners. Hugh, my good friend, Methadone for Life. How are you, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. I expected this game to be tighter than it is. The Steelers have really, really looked good. And Brody doesn't know to throw the ball away. He had space out there to just roll left and throw that ball out of bounds, and instead he takes another sack. Seven minutes left. Ricky Waters. Ultra-conservative call, and that's almost just a concession at this point by the Niners. Third and 20, whatever. Just preserve the ball. Punt it, and nope, and now they're going to go for it. So that run really doesn't make any sense there. That's just an AI issue. Watch them convert. Down the field. Here we go. Oh, no. Went for it all. And it's picked off by Troy Polamalu. And Polamalu has some room to run. Brings it back to about midfield. First interception for the Steelers. They should have had another one earlier on. Actually on the Gene Washington touchdown. So Brody trying to hit Rice. Underthrows him a bit. And Polamalu gets there and picks it off. So the Niners are going to have to lick their wounds a bit once this one is over. They're going to have some stuff to sort out. Handoff, and at this point, got to figure the Steelers are just going to try to eat some clock. 18 carries, that puts Parker over the 100-yard mark. He's up to 104. Second and 4. It's another handoff. Parker again fights through one tackler. Look at Willie Parker. Good, tough running from Parker down inside the 30 to the 29. Yes, sir. Yes, it's the real 2023 schedule. I don't have a choice in that. I can't do a custom schedule. I assume it just generates new schedules in the years going forward, but I have to start with the real schedule for the first year of the league. Bradshaw rolls out, complete. Plaxico Burress has the first down inside the 20. Jesus saves. Hey-o to yourself. I like your little Joker avatar there. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Thank you. It's another false start. That one, of course, is on the Steelers. But they can afford it. Up 22 late. And driving again. Quick shot out into the flat there, Eric Green. Only a pickup of 3. 7th reception for the big burly tight end. It'll be 2nd and 12. Handoff Parker up the middle. Finds a gap down inside the 10. And this Niners defense is exhausted. The Steelers have been on the field for much of the game. They've carried the ball a lot. The Steelers offensive line has dominated the Niners defensive line to this point. And this is the result. And of course, as I say that, they'll give up a sack. Michael Carter breaks through. Brings Bradshaw down. Carter wisely calms down the excessive celebration. Bradshaw, I don't know if Bradshaw tripped over the turf or if he's a little foggy. Gets up there and stumbles. So Carter breaks through, gets some help from Hazeltine. If you remember Hazeltine before, back when this was still a 7-7 game, the Niners had stopped the Steelers, who would have brought up a 4th down. And Hazeltine took a personal foul, hitting Bradshaw late, and that kept the drive alive and led to the touchdown. Yeah, I mean, the Steelers, again, the Steelers got knocked out in the preseason tournament that I did, but they were matched up against the Patriots, who are also supposed to be excellent. The Steelers are going to be very, very good. The AFC is deeper based on the draws that the teams got. The AFC is deeper than the NFC. The AFC has a bunch of really good teams. As the field goal extends the lead, 45-20 Pittsburgh. Because the Steelers are excellent, the Chiefs are really good, the Patriots are really good. I think the Browns are really good too. And I also like the Titans/Oilers. And I think the Raiders are going to be solid also. And that doesn't even mention the Chargers, who actually won the AFC in the preseason tournament. I think that was a little bit fluky. They had a little bit of luck involved in that. But they'll still be good. But the AFC is deeper than the NFC. Pressure up the middle, and again, there's no block up the middle. And if you're the Niners, and you've got three solid running backs, you've got Gore, Waters, and Garner, you might have to consider trading one of those guys to try to get some interior offensive line help, because John Brody is not going to make it past week 4 if he keeps on getting hammered like this. Again, sacks in the league will be high a little bit just by the nature, of the Madden game engine, which notoriously in CPU versus CPU mode has more sacks than usual, and I was able to temper it a bit. But your top teams like this are still going to amass a ton of sacks. And where is Brody going? John Brody. I'll tell you, it's hard to imagine taking John Brody out for Jimmy Garoppolo. But you might be at that point. Dropping into the end zone like that, that's admittedly a bit of EA AI too. Because he's rated the same as Bradshaw, and Bradshaw, as far as like being able to throw the ball away, and Bradshaw has thrown it away several times intelligently, and Brody has not. That's why Bradshaw has been sacked. Bradshaw's been sacked twice. But Brody is he's not throwing the ball away, and there he rolls back 10 yards into the end zone, takes a terrible safety. That's just a poor play. So, we'll see. You're not going to judge anything just based on the one game. But the 49ers, perhaps I overrated them. We'll see. I feel like they've got a really, really good roster, but they have not looked particularly impressive here. Plenty of that has to do with the Steelers playing very well. Willie Parker, and look at Willie Parker. Parker covers it up with both hands so that he doesn't fumble it and goes the distance. And the route is on in Pittsburgh. Christopher, how are you, my friend? Yeah, you tuned in just at the wrong time. Your Niners, and I've said this repeatedly during this broadcast, I still think the Niners are going to be very good, but this has not been a good opening showing for them. The Steelers have just kind of kicked their ass all around the stadium, frankly. Extra point is up and good. And we have, again, this game was close for a bit. Yeah, they have none of those guys, Christopher. Arguably the best lineman that they have is Harris Barton. Harris Barton was a decent enough offensive lineman, but they don't have any great guys. And the thing with the Madden, with the game engine, so as I talked about, the Madden game engine has notoriously for years, if you try to do CPU versus CPU, which it's not really built to do, and I get that. But the biggest hang-up in CPU versus CPU is they tend to be a bunch of sacks, because the quarterback AI, as far as getting rid of the ball and stuff like that, is pretty bad. And I was able to temper that a bit, because you had, when I first started doing this project, you had, average defenses getting 8 or 9 sacks a game, and that's just kind of untenable, which sucks because I've got everything else kind of in a pretty good way, number-wise, for a greats league like this. But The I kind of now I've kind of lost my train of thought there. But if you don't have a really good offensive line and you're going up against defenses that have multiple guys who were like 10 sack guys per season in their career, um, the sack totals are going to be a bit high. When you in this quick simmed games, though, those numbers look really good. The sack numbers are very realistic during those actually. So I'm kind of doing a hybrid schedule between teams are going to kind of have a balance between games that are streamed or just played out, but I don't actually stream them on the channel, and games that are quick simmed. And that's going to kind of get us to a point where the end of the year numbers I think are going to look really good overall. Um, but what happens is if I adjust too much further to bring even the top teams down more on sacks, then you start messing with ratings that start impacting other parts of the game. If you turn the defensive line or linebacker, outside linebacker speed down too much, for example, well, now they're weaker against the running game and they're weaker in coverage if you're a linebacker and stuff like that. So you kind of have to strike that balance, um, in order to get that done. So your weak teams, like I played out a couple of games that I haven't streamed here, but like the Ravens and Texans, like the Texans had one sack and the Ravens had three. Neither of those teams had particularly good draws overall. But again, a team like the Steelers, if they're playing against a team that does not have a great offensive line, the Steelers team is going to rack up a bunch of sacks in the games that get played out. Not to the extreme that this game was. I mean, they ended up with 9, I think. Um, but they're going to be 5, 6 sacks against most defenses. Um, so how are the trades handled? So what I'm going to do with the trades, so I've got every team under human control right now, and what I'm going to do is the week before the trade deadline, I'm going to turn all the trade stuff to computer, and I'm basically going to give it 1 week to do its own AI thing and make whatever trades it wants to make, and let that be that. Because I don't want to try to figure out trades, and it actually does a decent job. But really, me handling the roster that way is more because I don't want it to do it to handle some weird cuts and releases some guys who I don't really want it to release. So that's why I'm going to keep things under my control until then. And then just that way, if I have to fix that, like if it releases guys who it shouldn't, and I have to re-sign those guys to the roster, I only have to do that once instead of doing it every week and trying to fix an AI error. But as far as trades go, it actually does a decent job with trades. It trades for draft picks. It trades from a surplus, or it trades expiring contracts and stuff like that. Um, but I mean, I had to fix all the contracts. I basically given one thing. I turned off the salary cap, so the salary cap isn't a factor. And then I put every player is their contract years. They're basically with the franchise for however many years they were with the franchise in real life, up to 7. 7 years is the biggest contract you can give. So that's how I handle that. Yeah, but as far as trades go, it's going to basically be a 1 week window where they'll be able to make trades at the deadline, and whatever happens there happens, and we'll go from there. But like they do include draft picks and trades and stuff like that. And in the testing, a lot of the trades seemed like fairly logical. Like teams were trading from a surplus and stuff like that. And then again, I'll be creating the custom draft classes based on the game does do a good thing of it tells you, and it won't do it yet, so I can't really show you the screen. It doesn't do it until you get later on in the season. But it will tell you like what the needs are for the team based on how players are currently rated. So then I can build the draft class based on that, based on the remaining players in each franchise's player pool. So if John Brody, discontinues and John Brody gets killed, uh, and they'll say that the 49ers need a quarterback. They'll probably say the 49ers need offensive line. Um, so then if it says that the 49ers top priority should be an offensive line, then I'll create, Bubba Paris or somebody like that to be, whoever's next on their chart in the pool in the random generator that I have, to be in the pool, and then I'll manually do the draft so I can pick the right guys to the right teams. But when I put this roster up in the vault sometime this week, people can play with the roster the way I have it, or they can release everybody and do a kind of a fantasy draft. And then when I do those draft pools, it'll just be kind of like a random draft thing for the pools of the players, and they can draft it however they want. So hopefully, if people decide that they want to use the roster, they'll have fun with it. I do hope they're going to come see the video here on the page that explains the roster and the way that I'm doing it, because it's not just straight all the best legends right out of the bat. So if somebody takes down the 49ers and says, well, gee, this guy doesn't have Joe Montana, or the Lions don't have Barry Sanders, this guy's an idiot. It's like, no, I know those guys are great. He goes, they'll be in the project eventually. They're just not here now. But anyway, we'll take a look at the team stats quick. Total offense, 599 for the Steelers. Yeah, the 49ers. Oh, poor baby. Patriot for life. Oh, that's okay. It's past your bedtime, kid. Go take a nap. You got to do better than that, man. God, if you're going to troll, at least come with something original, will you? So long, princess. All right. Let me see. So what else we got here? Only one turnover for each team. Both teams took 5 penalties. I can't believe the 49ers actually had more possession than the Steelers. That's unbelievable, because I felt like the Steelers had totally dominated possession in that game. Final QB stats: Bradshaw 24 of 42 for 372. Brody 17 of 28. Both quarterbacks 2 touchdowns and a pick. Willie Parker ends up close to 200 yards, 2 big runs for the scores. Yeah, this game just kind of got away from the Niners a bit. So thanks for checking in here, guys. I appreciate you all tuning on in. Even Patriot for life, who we get this, thumb out of his mouth a little bit. I'm sure we'll enjoy the rest of his 11-year-old existence. Sports Time Machine, good to see you. Christopher C., my friend, I hope all is well with you. Your Giants will be starting their defense of their championship in the next couple of weeks. Jesus Saves, good to see you. Methadone for life, our good friend Hugh. Felipe, Nathaniel Lentz, Erica, and our good friend Tim Clee, baseball fan, was here as well. Oh, my pleasure, guys. Thank you so much. Next game will be Eagles and Patriots from Foxborough. Until then, guys, be good to each other, and we'll talk soon. The Steelers make a statement against the Niners.